Hello guys, Spade Assassin here, and we are starting a new series, or a series I guess. This is how to make a PvP map. Now, this is a map that I started work on like maybe 2 or 3 months ago. Then I got sort of burnt out, and now I just want to continue on and pass on some of my knowledge. Now this map will not be super technical. It will be, basically, it will be suitable for beginners, shall I say, and yeah, you will understand everything I'm doing here, and I'll spend this first episode explaining what I've built so far and some of the basic mechanics you should have in a PvP map. So this is the first thing that you're going to want to build when you start making your PvP map, or for that matter, any map where you're supposed to start out in a specific point. So, if you didn't know, once you spawn into the world, basically at your spawn point, you will spawn in one of these areas, which is a 2x2 chunks. Now this is where you are most likely to spawn in your world. So it doesn't matter where this spawn point is set when you generate your world, but you want to come up to a point where you want the center to be, and you're going to want to type /set world spawn, I believe. Yeah, here we go, set world spawn. And that will set your spawn centered basically on one of these blocks, and then you can just go out and build this grid of 2x2 chunks. Now each one of these guys here are 16 by 16 blocks. So once you've built that up, yeah, you will have a place where your players will spawn. Now a bit later we will have to figure out some command blocks, so we'll have to go underneath here in order to teleport the players to our lobby. So what I have under here, since these are now the spawn chunks and this is always loaded, I have one of these contraptions. Basically this one will reset the time, so it's always daytime if you want that. So basically all you need is a daylight sensor, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks, or 8 pieces of redstone with a redstone torch on the side, and the command block right here which will say /timeset 1000, and that will reset your time basically so that it's always daytime. And one of these contraptions is a weather changer, making sure that the weather will always remain clear. So how one of these works is you have one of these hopper timers here, and this one has, I think, around 30 items. Yeah, I think around 30 items in it. And every 30 seconds, or not 30 seconds, but once these items flow out to the other hopper, this will trigger the weather clear command. So that's basically it as far as, controlling the weather and the time in your world. Now if you want to build this, you can take a look right now, but you're going to need 2 hoppers, 2 of these, just a basic hopper clock, and yeah, a piece of redstone right here that goes up from the redstone block into the command block with this command. Okay, so now that you've got your time and weather cleared out or figured out, we will set a separate amount of command blocks down here, a few command blocks that will teleport all of the players that spawn in this region to our lobby. Now we'll set that up in a later episode once we're done with the rest of the map, because it will be really annoying that you fly into this area and it will teleport you there. So we'll just figure that out a bit later. So what I've got here is, and let me actually, I think I'm gonna try and turn on VSync, because I can see some tearing on the screen, and I'm hoping, yeah, I think it's a bit better now. Yeah, so this will be my main lobby. I have decided that. So I've set up 2 things here. One that will take you to like a hub or a place where you can divide up into teams, and one that will take you into the game controls. Now this would be a good time to explain what this PvP map is going to be about. This PvP map is going to be very, very simple. It's just a basic divide into 2 teams and fight it out in an arena that is yet to be built. So it won't be any complicated things, because I really want to demonstrate this to you properly. Okay, so I just built up this little spawning platform right here, and I've got a game control right here and hub over here. Now I'm gonna have a separate tutorial on how you can do this. So you can place basically maps on. These are maps with maps inside of item frames, so that you can give your hub a little bit of a nicer look, and that is also maps inside item frames. So I will do a tutorial on that at some point. So here, let's say I want to go into the game controls. I can just step into this water portal. I can go back here as well. So I just step into this water portal, and it will take me to my game controls menu. So what I have set up here is that you can turn on or off the auto clear weather, as well as the always day on or off. So that is some user or rather player configurable settings. Yeah, so I'm going to show you how this works now. So I've got 4 command blocks behind here, and I'm going to build this map very openly, like command blocks will be exposed, but you know, I won't really care about that much, because I don't think that hidden redstone is always that fun. Sometimes like redstone that's right there in your face and you can actually take a look at it is a bit more fun, so as I'll demonstrate a bit later. But if you want to turn the auto clear weather on, you would hit the top button, and in this case that did not do anything, but because it's already on. But if you want to put the auto clear weather to off, you would right click that, and if I come down here, you will see that there is there should be a torch placed right here. I'm not sure if I actually set the command up yet, but yeah, set block. This one sets it to air, and this one sets it to. So auto clear weather off. And did that place a block? No. Why didn't that place a block? Oh, because the IDs no longer work. Yeah, that's redstone torch. That's 76. Yeah, that's pretty cool, because because I'm playing on the snapshot right now, it's not allowing IDs anymore. You can't put a block ID in a command block. You have to put Minecraft : and then what, Minecraft redstone torch. So I'll just go ahead and do that. So I'm just gonna do this to figure out what it actually is. Give Spade Assassin Minecraft redstone underscore torch, right? Yeah. So we can then go ahead and grab that, copy it over, and put it into this command block, because before it used to accept block IDs, and the ID for redstone torch was 76, but now you actually have to say Minecraft : redstone underscore torch. It's just a change that I think is very, very dumb, but hey, fine. So now, yeah, there we go, block place. So now we hit the off button, you will see a redstone torch placed right there. Now what this redstone torch does is it basically locks this clock. So once these items run out of here, it's no longer going to be changing the state of this redstone block, so it's not going to be deactivating and activating the weather clear command. You see, it ran out, but they're not coming back because this piece of this redstone block is blocking them in here, and this torch right here is stopping it from retracting. Yeah, so that's how I got that working. So let's go ahead and turn that on, and by turning that on, it just sets, yeah, again, it's supposed, I'm gonna fix this up a bit later, but it just sets this redstone torch into air, so we would have to put in Minecraft air in here instead of the 0. Here's the always day on or off. Now these are going to be broken again because of the IDs, but what you want to do is just put in Minecraft : redstone block or something. So here it will just place like a random redstone block, like on the corner right here or something like this, basically. You see, and that will completely lock it up so it won't trigger anymore. So that's how I figured that out. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to show you is how to make these water portals, because these are pretty cool, I have to say. So this is how they're done. All it takes is one command block and a clock behind it. So I put a hopper clock. I could put any type of clock, but I put a hopper clock behind it. and basically just two poppers facing into each other with the redstone torch or any item inside. And here's a comparator that is constantly triggering this command block. This command block has got a command that will tell it to teleport a player, this is the nearest player, standing at negative 1006, 18 on the Y, 1404 on the Z, and 1 is the radius. So it will test for, basically, this eliminates the need for a test for command block. I just kind of destroyed it and I'm going to put it back. But basically it checks for those coordinates, and those coordinates are right in here on this block. And yeah, I can't show you now, but basically those other coordinates were coordinates of the center of this room. So we'll teleport a player standing only here to the center of that room. Now obviously it doesn't work because I broke the command block, but I can demonstrate it on this example. So you'll see that it's got the coordinates of this block inside of this small teleporting chamber, and it's got the coordinates of the other room over here. So if I step into here, boom, I get teleported right into the middle of this room. So that's how the teleportation works and some of the game controls. Now we'll be adding more game controls as the game progresses if there is a need for any. Now this is the hub. This is where all your players would go. So again, it's got one of these water teleporters below it. Same principle as those over there. So once you get here, this is how you're going to be splitting up into teams. Now I have a red team and a blue team. I don't know why, I just have them. So I will now demonstrate how this works. So if I go ahead and step through here, there will be a piston below which will raise and block anybody else from getting there at the same time as me. And I will trigger these three command blocks, and I will tell you what these do in just a second. So I step in here, see Team Sorter, Spade Assassin has joined the red team, and I get teleported into the red team spawn chamber. And I can do the same with the blue team, and I will say I've joined the blue team and teleport into the blue spawning chamber. So I'll show you how I've done this. I'll demonstrate it on the red over here. So basically I've got this piston right here which is pushing up on this block right in front, limiting this chamber to have only one player in it while somebody's inside. So if I just stand in here, you see the block will go up, and that's just because these command blocks, they cannot handle multiple people in here. So if there were two people in here, maybe one would get teleported, the other wouldn't, but would get on the team, and that could basically provide some confusion. So here, these command blocks do the following. So this one does the /scoreboard teams join red at P, which basically means that a player that's nearest to this command block, which has to be this player because anywhere on the map, basically there's not a nearer spot than this for a player to stand on. That's how I managed to eliminate those targeting controls, those targeting coordinates. Otherwise, I would have to specify a player standing on this block, and that's just a bit tiresome to do. So that basically specifies that the nearest player will join the red team. Now I've already pre-configured teams, and you can find that out in some other videos if you don't know how to do that. But again, I'm assuming that you have a basic knowledge of command blocks, teams, redstone on this map. Like, I don't want to start from like a scratch one or stage one. The second one will say that's the thing that you saw that it says, I'll just show you real quick. There we go. The team sorter. It says Spade Assassin has joined the red team. That's how I did that. That it says team sorter is by taking a command block, or rather all of these command blocks, and putting them in an anvil and renaming them. That will actually change their output message if you rename it. And I renamed it to, what did I rename it to? Team sorter, yeah. And yeah, so that will basically say that I joined the red team, and this last one will teleport me over into this chamber. Yeah, so the same goes for the blue team, except of course the red is replaced with the blue, and the blue team, and the coordinates have changed to the center of this place. Now this is as far as I got with the map, so I'll just explain this bit. Now this bit is the bit that holds all the players for both teams, and there's a lever here that you can pull, and that will say that your team is ready. So there's one on both sides. Now I'll explain right now what these do. So this one will say red team is ready when I pull it, and this other one, yeah, here, see I put the correct IDs here, and the other one will set a redstone block right here, which will trigger this repeater. Now, as you might imagine, this one will say that the blue team is ready and do this exact same thing, only on the right side. Now, one of these is called an AND gate. Now, what these do is basically have to provide it with two inputs. So, on both of these torches, in order for this torch to turn on. So basically, if I place redstone block right here, it will only deactivate this torch, and this piece of redstone will still be lit because of this torch. So only when there are two redstone blocks here will this torch activate and trigger this large sequence of command blocks. Now this large sequence of command blocks is just to reset this lever to the up state and update this piece of redstone. So I'll show you what I mean by that. This is actually none of the game controls. There will be another line setting off from here, which will have the game controls. Okay, so once I pull this lever, as you can see, just watch right here. See, it will place the redstone block right there. Yeah, so that will trigger 1/2 of our AND gate. And just watch this bit again, and now this one. Now, once I do this, there will be a large sequence of things happening. Basically, a block will appear here and there, and these levers will get reset. So just watch. And there we go. That's basically what all of these command blocks do. You might have not even got what the point of these command blocks is, but I'll just demonstrate real quick once again. Pull the second lever, you will see a block appear right here, and this lever is now set to the up state, and if you remember, we left it in the down state. So I'll show you basically why that's important. Okay, so once we trigger these, this redstone torch will triggering this first command block. Now this first command block will teleport, basically I have not set it yet, but this first command block will teleport players from this whole area, so both teams, into the arena. At least it was supposed to originally, but then I remembered that we'll have to have two command blocks here because we don't want to teleport them all in the same place. Now we'll see if we want to teleport them into their respective team bases once we build the arena. But there will be two command blocks instead of this. And let me just do toggle downfall because, yeah, our clear weather machine is not working because of the incorrect block IDs I put in there. But anyways, then the redstone will hit this block and split off into two sides. Now these are, believe it or not, only for resetting the levers. So, I'm sorry, that was an email. This first command block on the left and the right, so these are completely mirrored, so I'll just explain one side. It will set this lever back to its original state, so it was like this, and it will set it to be up. I'll just go ahead and get rid of this now. So we'll set it to be in the up state. That is why we have this, hold on, right here, this modifier 2, or this metadata, I guess. That just makes sure that the lever is in the up position. Then after a short delay for that to occur, the second thing will happen, which will set a quartz block right here. Now you might say, like, right on the edge, right there. So you might say, but why would you need that? And that is because once this lever gets pulled out, I'll actually go ahead and show you that. There we go. So once we pull this lever down, and say we pull the other one down as well, you'll see that this lever will get set back up, but this will remain powered, rendering it useless until it updates. Now, I want this to be a replayable game, meaning that you can exit the arena, get back through this system, and get right back into the game without having to reload the world. And just pulling this lever several times will not be the appropriate thing for updating that piece of redstone, because once this lever shifts states using a command block, this does not get updated and it still thinks that it's powered by the lever. And that is the exact reason why we need that quartz block to appear. Once that quartz block appears next to this piece of redstone, it updates it and it depowers it. So let me go ahead and add this repeater back into here, and I'll show you that real quick now that you understand what's going on. So we pull this lever, and we pull. Okay. So we pull this lever, and there was already a block there, but then we pull this lever, and as you will see, the quartz block appears, and it updates the redstone. Now this next one basically gets rid of the quartz block, sets it to air, and that's like a really short delay. And what does this one do? Yeah, this one, the last one, clears out the block of redstone right down here. Yeah. Well, that's kind of obvious. Yeah. So lever, quartz block disappear, and redstone block disappear. And it's exactly the same on this side, except repeated for updating this piece of redstone, removing that quartz block, removing that redstone block, and placing a quartz block right here. So that is what I have so far in my PvP map, I guess. And next time we'll be dealing with making the arena, and that might involve some MC edit. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, please post them in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next episode, and goodbye.